Shalom. First off, we're going to start by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash, Barakatah. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to Yakim out there pushing this word in truth. May you brothers endure unto the end. We're just coming at you with another sit down. What we're pretty much going to be talking about is how 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and confusion of faces, you're just not going to get until the kingdom. The Most High doesn't want you.
All right, we're starting with 2 Esdras 9 and 11. And they that have loathed my law.
You 2/3, because what do you want to do? You want to be everything else except what you really are, an Israelite.
While they had yet liberty.
Which you've got right now. We're doing a video right now warning you. You've got the brothers on the highways and the byways warning you. So you've got liberty. So when Jacob's trouble hits, you've got no excuse. You're not, the Most High's not going to want to hear it. Yahushai's not going to want to hear it. And we're damn sure not going to want to hear it because we've been dealing with you stiff-necked knuckleheads for long enough.
And when they as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. But the same must know it at the death by pain.
Which is what you're going to know it by, is a death by pain. And whatever you put before this truth that you had in this life carnally, the Most High is going to put you in a situation to where that's going to be turned against you. And y'all don't even know what the King of Terrors, we can't even comprehend what the King of Terrors, which is the Most High, has in store for you 2/3. Skinning alive, getting raped to death, getting eaten. All your fears are going to be manifested right in front of you as like apparitions that are going to give you a heart attack and die, or maybe even kill you. Just think of that movie, It. That was what that whole movie was about, is it took your worst fears and put it in front of you and killed you with it. That's how the Most High is going to get down. Anything to say out? And now we're just going to give some examples of just how you 2/3, you didn't get it in the past, and you're not going to get it now. This is Exodus chapter 14. I'm going to start at verse 10. And just to give a little backdrop, this is after the final plagues hit Egypt and the Israelites were fleeing out of Egypt after the Passover. So you would think just seeing those plagues that struck Egypt, that should have made you a firm believer. But as we'll see, that's not the case, because Jake is a stiff-necked and hard-headed people. This is Exodus chapter 14, start at verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto Yahweh, and they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? You Jakes have no faith. You just saw, again, these plagues hit Egypt, and now once you see Pharaoh and his chariots after Pharaoh's firstborn just died, and their cattle were killed, and the locusts and all those plagues, you bitched up. You were afraid for your lives.
And that goes to show you Jake's spirit. Jake is fucking ungrateful piece of shit, man. You open your stuff up to Jake, you try to take Jake out of situations. Fucking an hour later, man, he turn on you like a damn pit bull.
That's that evil eye towards his brother. Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? Why do we want to hear what you got to say from that fantasy book? We're making money. We get to be with these musty women. We get to eat what we want. We get to do what we want. This white man ain't so bad. And a lot of you fucking Uncle Ruckus Jakes, like he took us out of the jungle and gave us civilization. God. Fucking Jake, I swear. You ungrateful bastard.
Tell you. Yeah, you got
Just because you get a little bit of a kickback from this so-called white man, you think everything's peaches and cream, and yet Jake's still getting shot in the street. You walk into a store, and it's not just Esau, but these other nations are looking at you like you're scum. You can't even just go in the store and read a label to see what kind of ingredients are in the food without the people working there looking at you thinking you're about to do something and this is paradise. You motherfucker, you. By the way, Joe Pesci's a Jake. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. Again, why should we put faith in these commandments when we got a sure thing with these Federal Reserve notes, which are about to collapse anyway, and and a lot of you hard-headed 2/3 are gonna take that RFID microchip. Verse 13, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye see today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. You have anything to say, Doc?
Yeah, and that's, just to read on. That's just those same spirits, man. They still clinging on to that Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
They can't let it go. It's over, Jake. Egypt is done.
Mm-hmm.
Just forget it. Move on, At least be a Wakandan or something at least. But leave Egypt the fuck alone. It's dead.
But that's spiritual, because America is the spiritual Egypt today. And since Esau doesn't have any salt or originality, he steals from other cultures. And he knew, because Esau, the elites know these scriptures and they know how vibrations work. So they're pushing that Egyptian vibration with all these monuments and symbols and allegories and stuff like that, because they know you Jakes cling on to it. So that's why you're clinging on to this American Babylon the Great system. And I'm going to jump down to verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. Can you imagine seeing something magnificent like that?
That much power.
Most people probably would have had a heart attack if they saw that. Just a man, and the waters spread, and I can't even describe how beautiful of a sight that would have been. You should have been a firm believer there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most High showed some of his power right then, right before your eyes, and you still spit at it. Still wanted to go back in Egypt, or still had something smart to say about the whole situation.
It wasn't good. Nothing's ever good enough for Jake.
Exactly. If you give Jake $20, man, you should have gave him 21. You ain't right.
No, 30. You should have gave Jake 30.
Exactly.
Verse 22, and the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left hand. So you going from talking shit to the Most High and talking shit to Moses, but once you get an opportunity, you're going to take it like nothing happened beforehand. You weren't complaining about why didn't we just go to Egypt or not. Then why didn't you stay in Egypt? You didn't have to walk through that Red Sea.
And that's why we don't deal with you 2/3, because we just trying to stick with the hopeful elect. That's the only brothers we hang out with.
Those are the only people that matter.
Yeah, we ain't praying for all you dirtbag niggas, We just gonna let you niggas get on up the block and just give you a judgment. Or, hey, maybe angels gonna, unblock your ears and let you get this truth. But we're gonna keep it moving though. Without you 2/3 niggas.
Which a lot of you better pray that the Most High takes those angels off of you that are blocking you from this truth. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all of Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea, and the waters returned and covered the chariots, and the horsemen, and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon the dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw They saw this with their own eyes. The Egyptians dead upon the seashore, and Israel saw that great work which Yahweh did upon the Egyptians, and which he's about to do on these Edomites. And the people feared Yahweh and believed Yahweh and his servant Moses, which you should have been a firm believer at that point after seeing such magnificent works. But as we'll see, if you're not meant to get it, the Most High doesn't want you, and you're not going to get it until the kingdom. Romans.
Okay. All right, it's Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it.
The election, the 144,000, and the righteous 1/3.
And the rest were blinded.
So, point blank period. If you're not of the 144,000 of that righteous 1/3, the Most High doesn't want you. And you were those same people back then who doubted after seeing the plagues hit Egypt and thought that Pharaoh's going to overtake you. You're back here today in the regeneration.
Yeah, because mostly the Most High, like everybody says, looking for a few good men.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we used to get those, well, not if, but when we do get those spiritual powers, and you 2/3 niggas did get the spiritual powers, you'd be trying to fight us and kill us still.
You'd be like Hancock.
Yeah, we'll be fucking trying to get the Edomites, and y'all be trying to fucking kill us. Stop from getting on the Edomites.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good you niggas gonna be blinded, and niggas you gonna get nuked. That's what you need.
It's like what Captain America, not that we're promoting Captain America for you simple-minded people out there. Captain America said in one of those movies, I don't believe in society, but I believe in individuals. I believe in that elect.
All right, Nate. And according as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day.
The Most High doesn't want you. He wants you to take that L. He wants you to take that capital L. Because, like we were just saying, the Most High wants just a few good men, because that's all he was ever working with. Just think of Noah. Only Noah and his sons made it. Only during 70 AD, a small amount of Jakes made it. And now, only that 144,000 and righteous 1/3 are going to make it. So you better pray the Most High takes that slumber off of your spirit so you can see this, because you can see what's going on in the news. You've got that Iranian nuclear deal that Trump just withdrew from. You've got Israel trying to start some shit with Iran and Syria, which we know is going to eventually pop off and lead to the Battle of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, World War III. And you janks aren't going to get it until that RFID microchip, which a lot of you probably still won't get it then. You'll probably think, oh, they're still talking about that embargo on Christianity. And honestly, you're not going to get it until you hear that. And it's going to be like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's that big shadow. It's going to go small, then it's going to get bigger and bigger, and you're just going to be looking at it. And the Most High is going to make you remember any video or anything you ever saw us talking about it, and you'll be like, damn. You probably won't even have a chance to say damn, because you're just going to become that, you're going to get that fire and brimstone.
It's going to be a pile of ashes. If that.
And we're going to be like, if Yahweh willing, if we're of that number, we're going to be laughing at you from the chariots.
Good.
Now I'm going to jump to Exodus chapter 32. I'm going to start at verse 1, just to show again how you 2/3 you didn't get it then, and you're not going to get it now. Because as we just read back in Exodus chapter 14, you saw the parting of the great sea, and you saw the power of the Most High. And now we're at the point to where the Most High descended upon Mount Sinai and was working, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai descended upon Mount Sinai and was working with Moses, giving him the law, statutes, and commandments. And just because he was up there for a little bit, what did Jake do? Jake got that short attention span and went back to folly. I'm going to start at verse 1. 32 verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. And who does this sound like? And I'll read it as a Jake. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of Egypt, up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what has become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the gold earrings which are in the ears of